Some people like to ride, but I need to ride, and that's the difference. I can see in a horse, I can see the future. I can see what it could be. And I think that's what I got from the artistic side of the family.
It was always Vivie who was really the wonderful rider, and I was always kind of following after her. And when she was an adult woman and had her own family, she started again with horses and dogs, and this is the result.
The children grew up and went away, and I was left with some leftover horses, so I said, my chance.
In a way, it was a new life for her, and it was a new life for Dad.
I think probably my earliest memory of my mom and horses is when she put me on a horse. It was a special edition, and I remember it because it was one of the first time I looked eye to eye with her.
You know, Mom loved riding, and it's just, you know, it was so much fun to see her enjoying herself.
The best experiences I have is in connection with my grandmother is through horses, and I thank her for that.
It was just so hand in hand. No one really even thought about that there was Mom and horses. There wasn't a question of, is this a different kind of a life? It was just life with horses.
And it was really wonderful when they got into the thoroughbreds and the racehorses, because then they had something to share again that was just, it's so much fun.
Second chance is like second nature to us because we always had thoroughbreds who were off the track. There's something about the beauty of the thoroughbred that is so classic and so appealing to me. We're going to start with the ex-racehorses. It's not just a story, it's not just a dream, that these horses have so many more years of wonderful life that they can spend with an owner. I have a wonderful network now, trainers and friends, and I try to find the homes for them, and I just call them and say, you know, I have this filly or this colt. And like E.F. Hutton, now with all the success my horses have had, they listen. And these are 3 examples of no catch. This is Take Me Out to the Ball Game in all its glory, who after an illustrious career is now a steeplechase horse, won a lot of money on the racetrack, and was 1 point away from being Horse of the Year at Finger Lakes. He won his last race, are you ready for this? By 54 lengths. So this is a bona fide ex-racehorse who is now a bona fide steeplechase horse, and this is what, you know, another career that they can go on to. He looks beautiful. Oh boy, here comes a very young Jet. Actually, Mark, where's Mark? He was the one that named this horse. He said, why don't you name him a very young Jet? And that's what he is, a very young Jet. Won 14 races. And he spent 2 weeks with Martha Stewart riding in the Acacia National Forest. And I said, you're hobnobbing with the hoi polloi and I'm here marking stalls. Something's wrong with that picture.
I'm crazy about him. And he's a very quick study, very smart, very gentle. And once he grasps the idea, which takes once, then he has it locked.
So he's just been a dream, but his temperament, see how good he is?
Yes, he's
and
so
it's
good.
because how the Malloys raised their horses. It's really
Thank
true.
you.
Okay.
Thank you, sweet. Kiss.
Your dog.
Good boy, Jet. Now, Cove Creek was at our farm as a broodmare. And I knew that Rick Schosberg, who trains for me, had her as a racehorse. So I said, what was she like as a racehorse? You know, I want to know a little bit about her. And he said, moody, very moody. If she was in the mood, she would win. If she wasn't, she wouldn't. So they retired her, and she became a broodmare here. But there was something missing. And what was missing was for her to be adopted by Chris Secor. And I'll give Chris the microphone.
It was a year ago today that I first sat on this horse. Exactly a year. And since then, we've hunter paced, we've trail ridden, we've made our show ring debut in the hunter world. She's been fantastic. I think this is what she really wanted to do, as opposed to being a mother. She's on no supplements. I mean, she lives outside. Just wonderful. I love her. Just love her to death. So thank you.
And now I think we're ready for the weanlings. See if you can pick a winner out of these. The first one is Bibi Lake. Here she comes. Her mother was a stakes winner. And she is by Hardspun. Hardspun's by Danzig. She was foaled on April Fool's Day. She's owned by Larry Goichman, and the mare has been bred back to a good first crop sire called First Defense. Okay, and here is, this is my horse. This is, the mare is Barely Mine, whose mother was mine tonight. This filly is by Cherokee Run. She was born March 12th. This is a very bossy filly. You can put her in a field with boys and she's the boss. She's the big boss. They're in terror of her. They go, oh, here she comes again. So this filly is a beautiful, beautiful filly. She's by Holy Bull, and she's a bit of a pistol too. She's by Holy Bull, and you can see that she's going to get gray. She's almost gray now. She's out of impulse shopper, and if we can keep her 4 feet on the ground for a minute, you can see she has beautiful conformation. This next filly is out of Jesse's Justice. Jesse's Justice is a daughter of Learfan. Learfan is one of the great broodmare sires on the face of the earth, I think. So you're very lucky to have a Learfan mare. This is the first foal out of Jesse's Justice, so to start out her career with such a nice foal is really, really good. Congratulations, Larry. This is a mare that came to us in foal, and we didn't know much about her at all, but we found out soon enough. She had the foal, and she went into postpartum depression. That's all I can tell you. She tried to beat him up terribly. We separated him as soon as we could, but she bit him, and she was nasty as anything to him. And he survived it all. He's very, very kind, very placid, and he was brought up by an Appaloosa nurse mare. So that's why, you see how nice he is? The next is a filly out of Little Buttercup. Little Buttercup was not little. She was a big mare. And this is another Street Cry horse. This is, he's by Street Boss. And the mare has been bred back to Street Boss because he obviously liked this horse so much. It is a beautiful weanling, powerful, just a lovely, lovely, lovely weanling. The next is a colt by Yes It's True, out of Mandy's Purse. It's a colt foaled February 2nd. Larry Goichman owns it. The mare has been bred back to Henny Hughes. Woo, woo, woo. They should all have had that Appaloosa milk because this is Monty's Awesome colt by Any Given Saturday. He was foaled late. I mean, April 24th is pretty late for this crop. He is not the most correct. He's a little crooked in front. I don't know if he's going to improve. If he doesn't improve, I'll have another racehorse because I won't be able to sell him. All right. The next horse coming in, he's a colt, and he was born March 7th. I bought the mare in foal with this colt. I didn't know it was going to be a colt. And she's a half-sister to Wake Up Kiss. That's why I bought her. And this is her first foal. It's by Tail of the Cat. And I told Joanne Nielsen that I had a Tail of the Cat. And she said, "Is it small?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "Don't worry, they're all small."
I'm Joanne Nielsen, and I've been a breeder since 1974. And Vivi's a perfect example of how to. So I follow her example now once again, and I thank her for her leadership.
Okay, this is a colt. This baby is by Elusive Quality. It's a beautiful, beautiful weanling. Elusive Quality is the sire of Quality Road, who's done so well this year. And the next one is, the mare is Runaway Zia. She's one of my mares. She's by Runaway Groom. I love Runaway Groom, by Blushing Groom. And so I bred her to Runaway Groom, and I got Runaway Zia, and this is Runaway Zia's baby. This is by Read the Footnotes. This is an all-American New York bred. Read the Footnotes stands right here in Armenia at Keen Stud, and he's doing so well. I love this guy. Look how good he is. I can't believe it. He's just a lovely, solid-looking racehorse, and I think he's going to run like the wind, and we're all going to applaud for him. The last weanling is, I told you about a Shin Forward. Well, this is a half-brother to a Shin Forward. He is also by Elusive Quality. He has a lot of spirit. His mother, they said, was, quite a spirited filly. It shows, the half-brother to a great horse. So I want to have a vote. What do you say we don't sell him to Japan? Thank you very much for coming.